Um, but I can move and play the game right now, but it's not on my screen. I can't see the game. It's not in focus. It's nothing. Emulators seem to always take controller inputs no matter what.
Luke, could I speak to you?
Wait, let me bring it up on my screen so I can actually see what the fuck I'm doing. The reason I know, sorry, for those wondering, is I can see it in my Streamlabs preview.
The Colonel sent a letter to King Ingobert and Emperor Peony.
Ooh, you're venturing into the unknown, GTA.
Did something happen?
He told them to prepare because we don't know when the Outer Lands will begin to descend.
Why? We still have the absorption gate and radiation gate left.
The Colonel said to keep this between you and me. Because of what Van has done, the Outer Lands could fall at any time. He said there may not be time to activate the radiation gate.
But we've set the Outer Lands to descend when the radiation gate is activated.
He seems to have a plan, though he said he wanted to avoid it if possible.
Okay. In other words, the two of us need to be ready to deal with it.
Right. Sorry to bother you. Sleep well.
That's sketchy. That's sketchy as fuck. Wait, no. How would that... Why would the others not be allowed to be in on that? Unless there's something that they know that would contradict what he said, or she's saying, for that matter, that Luke wouldn't. We already know Jade doesn't quite trust Annis. She has some information that she really shouldn't have. We know Jade trusts Luke, and we can figure that maybe he would trust Tyr as well. Are you done being in my window, Luna? What are you after now, punk? The cat's being a needy punk.
There it is again.
Ghost?
You're heading for the absorption gate right away then? Okay.
Take care.
What do you want, Replica? Didn't you call me? I heard that noise that always gives me headaches. The time must be drawing near. Who cares? Are you okay? Master Van wounded you. I don't need you worrying about me. What? If you've got something to say, say it. Thanks. Even though you hate me, you still keep helping us with everything. Don't get me wrong, I'm just using you. It's not for your sake.
Jesus. Soon to the very
If you ever
end.
say that again, I'll kill you. Ash, come with us to stop Master Van. Let's stop him together. No. Why? Ash, your stomach is bleeding. Damn it! If I wasn't in this shape, I'd have headed for the absorption gate ages ago. If you don't take Van out, then I'll kill him, even if I have to go down with him. All right. I swear I'll stop him. Not stop. Kill. Right.
Out of context, that scene would look so edgy. Out of context, that scene would seem so fucking edgy. In context, it's a little edgy, but like, realistically, if we don't kill him, or dissuade him, at the very least, in a fashion where he genuinely gives up his goals, obviously he's, you know, not one of those cases of, oh yeah, I'll totally stop what I'm doing. I've seen the error of my ways. You know, nothing like that. Here, let me throw this back up real quick. I gotta move some shit around. And my cat wants out, so. Come on, Luna. You're lucky I closed my camera off so I couldn't cat taxi you, punk. Alright, punk, I need to get back to my stream, so I gotta put you down, okay? I don't know what it is. Her obsession with me is so weird. You know, you could argue, oh, she's a rescue, she was abandoned, so that's probably all it is. Like, I mean, she's just really excited to be, you know, have your attention. But I'm not the one who rescued her. She was originally my sister's cat. And I used to never feed her, interact with her. Well, I mean, I'd pet her, you know, normal, like, around a cat stuff, right? But nothing that would, like, denote being, like, really, like, super friendly to the cat. I would just occasionally play with her, pet her, hang out with her. Nothing major. I wouldn't feed her or, like, clean up her litter boxes or anything like that. When she moved out, I started feeding her. But this cat has been, like, really friendly with me, more so now than ever. Obviously, now that I'm feeding her. That makes sense. But at the same time, she has been, like, she's always been consistently trying to get in my room. Like, nowhere else in the house does she try to get in. If a door's shut, the only other only place in the house that she might try to get into, if it's closed, is my parents' bedroom, because that's where the cats both sleep. Or, well, not always, but, like, they prefer to sleep in there. Luna will sometimes sleep in my bed, but it's rare. Usually only when I'm going to bed. And it's only if I'm going to bed, like, very late. So, like, 7 or 8 in the morning, she might lay down and go to bed with me. But, like, otherwise she will run out of the room moments later after I go to lay down. It's annoying. It's cute, but it's annoying. All right. So, the second floor is where we always stay. What's above? I'm curious. I don't want to get a membership card. Curious if there's like a quest for this hotel. I'm pretty certain there is a long list of like side quests. Most of them are apparently not worth doing, from my understanding. The guide I have open says that most of them are not worth doing. Wait a minute. That isn't a door we went in. What the fuck? The fuck did I stumble onto? And my cat's hair is bugging the crap out of me right now. She sheds a lot this time of year. Alright. Fuck. Her hair doesn't normally bug my nose, but today it is. How do you like my little feline family? Oh, that's a dude, actually. I see it now. It took me a second. It's a crazy cat dude. Although, this boy in a costume alarms me a tad bit. Blink twice if you need help, my guy. He blinked twice. Oh wait, no, he's still blinking. Oh god. But yeah, tonight I will... Ooh, this isn't where I thought it was. Ooh, yum yum. Where I'm going with this. Slightly different. The food they sell here tastes really good. Yes, the key to creating delicious meals is to cook with love. If you insist. Ooh, exhaustion is kicking in. Exhaustion is kicking in. So today will be the last day that I do Genshin before we do Abyss. I mentioned this earlier, but I figure I should mention it again. So hopefully I will not be nearly as tired moving forwards. Not so talkative, are you, punk?
They finished the repairs on the Albior. Noelle's waiting for us at the port.
Ion, are you feeling okay?
I'd like to say I'm fine, but I think I'd be a burden if I went with you.
Okay.
I'll await your return here. So, Annis, I want you to see things through for me.
You got it.
Well then, it's finally time. Are you ready, Luke?
Yeah. Ready, guys?
You bet. I've got to go stop the Commandant's scheme for Ion.
Yes, even if we have to take his life.
Tyr, are you really sure?
Something is about to happen. That's gonna
Yes.
be...
If Tyr is that resolved, we all need to be as well.
We'll stop the reverse flow from the absorption gate and lower the outer lands. Even if it means fighting Master Van.
I'll do my best too!
I'm counting on you, Mew. Everyone. Let's go. To the absorption gate.
I'm getting a little nervous. Well, as am I. The fate of Alderaan rests in our hands. We can't lose this battle. Van knows no mercy to those, or shows no mercy to those who oppose his ideals. Not even his own sister. We need the same resolve. Well, we have to give it a try. Yes, for the sake of everyone who helped us get this far, and for the sake of the world. Even if it means taking my brother's life, we must see this through. Oh, dear. Don't push yourself too hard. Remember, you're not fighting alone. Annis, Natalia, thank you. Guy, can I borrow you for some sort of practice? Huh? Before all of a sudden. Oh, are you worried, Luke? I've never fought a real battle with Master Van before, so yeah, I guess. Well, he's a top-class swordsman. A 7th bonus on top of that. Can't blame you. But to be honest, I'm scared. Really scared. But we can't lose this. Well, let's do it. I could use a little workout. Huh? Well, perhaps I'll take advantage of this opportunity too. That's unusual. So what do we owe the honor? Well, I'm not particularly fond of such activities. But after all, we can't afford to lose here. Yeah. Oh, I see it, okay. So this is it. Everything gets settled today. The Outer Lands, the miasma, Van's ambition. I'm excited! It sure has been an eventful journey, though. Reminiscing like that is a sure sign of old foginess. Hey, I'm not old. It certainly forced us to confront what our duties are. Well, and we still have one duty left. Yeah. Let's let's have the absorption gate. So where's the absorption gate again? I forgot. I guess, it was like over here or something, right? Ow, my eyes. Ah, my eyes. Okay, I figured this was it, but... If we lower the Outer Lands, the miasma will disappear as well, right? Yes, in theory. Tyr, let's do it. Let's put the Outer Lands and the Cliveforth back to the way they should be. Then I can finally make up for all this. Yes. Yes, let's do that. Luke, this is our final mission. Serious to the end, huh, dear? Of course. I'm a soldier. Ow, that makes it sound like me and the Colonel are poor soldiers. Well, let's leave the serious matters to Tyr and continue in our light-hearted ways. You never cease to amaze me. Though, I suppose I've become rather... We certainly make a strange group, don't we? I think it's just fine. Me too! Well, shall we proceed then? Sure thing, Colonel. I have all but lost his voice. It's only a tiny bit of it remains.
I feel a huge amount of phonons.
The absorption gate is one of the largest Sephiroth. It's part of what creates the planet storm.
It's definitely 100% in part due to the fact that I'm tired, but whatever.
You're staying here all alone, Noelle? Don't you get scared doing that every time?
Thank you for your concern, but I'm fine. I'll stay here and pray for your safety. Please take care.
Thanks. We'll see you when we get back.
Jade, what's wrong? I was thinking about why Van might have chosen to settle things here at the absorption gate. Wouldn't it be so he could operate the passage ring? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Well, if that were the case, then his work should have been finished back at Mount Ronian. So he wanted to prevent us from operating the passage ring here. And that would be the most obvious reason. He has demonstrated very thorough planning, after all. Jade doesn't think things are,
My, is this the absorption gate? The planet storm is being sucked in. What's that sparkling stuff?
Memory particles. It's beautiful, like falling snow.
There's a row of lights. I suppose they're just taunt.
Ready, everyone?
Bring it on!
Solid aiming. Not like it mattered much because he was at the end of his limit, anyways. So it's like whatever.
Another slay.
Get out of my face!
Huh, get out of my face! Sure, I'm done. We're gonna have to use everything we've learned up to now to get the shit we need, right? And we need red and yellow now. We did some grinding earlier, so we can probably skip an enemy or two without any real issue.
You're dead! Take Sonic! Fangblade Ray!
Oh, violent torrent! Splash!
Havoc Strike!
Red final rest!
Sonic Thrust!
Oh, man, no way! Grant enemies a final rest!
Yeah, there we go. I'm sitting there like shooting him and I'm like, is he gonna die? We've hit him with like a ton of damage at this point.
Guess that does it.
Please be red. Please be red. Please be red. Please be red. Okay, green's below us. Red's above us. Maybe we can still grab one that isn't red. We'll have 2 slots left over, but.
Rending Fangblade!
Arise, O violent waters, to roast my enemies! Blessed God!
Leave it to me. There's no escape.
Sonic Thrust!
There's no escape. Do not think you can escape. Pour forth, O Starlight.
Get out of here!
No escape.
Starstroke! Hellhammer! Severed Feet!
Arise, O violent waters, to rout mine enemies!
Our victory was assured.
She meant to say our victory was insured. No, just kidding. I didn't realize that the bridge was there. Solid stuff. Oh.
What the?
Whoa. That was close.
The Outer Lands may be approaching their limit.
Let's hurry. We can't allow this world to end.
Yeah, that's what she mistakenly said. Oh, these earthquakes. I must not have much time left. Oh no, really? Well, you should be safe for a while. Ben hasn't created his replicas yet. Probably isn't finished with his preparations. But that doesn't mean we can just stand around. No, this is Van after all. There's no telling what traps he may have set. Well, I don't think he's the type to resort to little tricks at this point. But why not? Well, I've known him for a long time. That just doesn't seem like him. Huh, well, let's get it over with. I don't like waiting like this. Yeah, I'm with you there. How far down does this thing go anyway? Well, since the planet storm ends here, it should have to go down at least as far as the bottom of the Outer Lands. Well, depending on the location of the passage ring, they may have a long way ahead of us. Or we may, rather. Luke, don't forget to keep yourself healed. And carefully, yes. But also quickly. We don't have much time left. Carefully and quickly. Got it.
Energy blast!
There's no escape!
The spirits of the earth. Stalagmite!
First aid!
Get out of here!
Starstroke!
Grant mine enemies a final rest.
Piercing line!
Flame burst!
Piercing line!
Bring it on!
Howl a raging wind and cleave mine enemies with your blade.
Piercing line!
Turbulence!
Starstroke!
Take this!
Starstroke!
O roar of the earth, bring forth the fangs of the mighty dragon.
Ha! Get out of my face!
She learned a lot. Whoa. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, well, there was still another way to check over there, so we'll be back. Oh, fuck. My shoulder was bringing me the way I wanted to go. Ah, we can't go that way yet. Okay. Yeah, we're at a point tonight where I don't even know if when we end stream, if I'm even gonna be able to
Sonic Spear!
do the stuff I want to do tonight. I'm so fucking tired.
Sonic Thrust!
Like, I'm thinking right now, bed would be fucking wonderful.
Almighty explosion! Energy blast!
Farewell! Get out of here!
Almighty explosion! Energy blast! Howl a raging wind and cleave mine enemies with your blade. Turbulence!
Piercing line! There's Storm Tape!
Almighty explosion! Energy blast!
There's no escape! Another slip! Piercing line!
Arise, O violent waters, to rout mine enemies! Blessed
Piercing
God!
line! Our victory was assured!
I don't know if that was noticeable as to what the fuck I was doing on camera, but I should explain it before someone's like, what the fuck was that? I was just trying to stretch my eyes a little bit. It helps them not get heavy. I don't know if it's a good thing, but it's gonna have to be for now.
There's no escape! Piercing line! Another slay! There's no escape! Come forth, O illumination of life! Healing circle! That wasn't so bad.
Hey, Fox. What the hell am I supposed to be doing? Oh, I'm blind. Don't worry about me.
Shall we?
Burning
Leave
Starstroke!
mine enemies with your blade.
Piercing line!
Turbulence!
Steal! Forth, oh illumination of light! Piercing line! Healing circle!
No way!
There's no escape!
Divine mercy.
Where's mine enemies of final rest? How do you like this? Thunder blade!
Starstroke! Oh, holy lightning!
I didn't turn around.
Full hand line!
I tried to. I made both inputs at the same time, so it didn't register. Bad days.
Oh, are you done fighting already?
How many bananas do I see? I see 2 bananas. This is where you're gonna tell me that there's more than 2 there, and I am definitely going blind. No, never mind the opposite. I am not going blind.
We have no choice.
Sonic Thrust!
No, it's not 4. It's 1 bench fair.
Arise, O light informers, to rout mine
There's no
enemies.
escape!
Blessed drop!
Guardian Beam!
Oh, shining azure!
Ooh, that hit him a lot.
Piercing line!
Breaking Blast! Who's next? Bring it on!
Oh, how pitiful!
I see a chest below us. Persona announcement Thursday. Persona 4 Arena 3. Woo! Wait. Thursday. Is that the 9th? No, that's the 7th, right? That's the 7th, okay.
I won't hold back!
Oh wait, it is on the 9th.
O maddening gale of the spirit of the earth. Stalagmite!
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for that. I was talking about the other night, Fox. I'm really sad that
There's no escape!
I hate saying this because you know, people's knee-jerk reaction is like, Victim, what do you mean you wish you could forget about Persona 5 and Persona 4? Like, what? That's stupid. Why would you want to forget about a game you fucking love? I just want to play the game again. I want to experience it for the first time again. I'm finally getting to the point in my streaming gimmick where I am the one that wants my gimmick for myself, not for other people anymore. But I have a really hard time replaying games. I also have a really hard time like playing them past like their story elements. It just, I feel like that's my main draw for games, usually. So it's really hard for me to go back. But apparently, oh fuck, sorry, had to yawn. Apparently, there's a mod being developed for Persona, the original Persona 5, not Royal, that Dylan was telling me about. That might be actually worth playing. So I might give that a shot. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But if a Persona 6 is like, surprise announcement, Persona 6 coming January 2022, I'd be like, alright, yeah, I'm down, I'm buying it, I'm pre-ordered already, woo, let's do it. I'd be all over that shit. I really hope they do something really interesting with 6 this time around, though. Like, don't get me wrong, 4 and 5 were very unique games in a lot of ways, but I want them to do something a little bit different with their themes, you know? Like, I know everyone said that they probably wouldn't do anything in this ballpark, but, you know, just as like a slight example, he loves to miss that. You know, like it takes place in college, or it takes place in a workplace, or it takes place in a, I don't know, something. Or even if that's not the thing they change, and it's still a high school setting, which is probably the most likely, I agree. Maybe we instead get like, you know, like the protagonist is twins. It's a boy and a girl. And you technically play as both, picking one of them as your primary character, and they share an arcana, which would be really interesting.
Oh, holy lightning! Piercing line! No way! Aerial laser! No! Aerial laser! Aerial laser!
But yeah, just something that would be interesting to shake anything up.
Absolutely flawless!
Nothing worse than sharing with your sibling. Yeah, they get fucked with like the sibling rivalry element of the character too, which could be really interesting.
Another sleigh!
Like a really interesting element to it that like you wouldn't get otherwise, right? I don't know. It doesn't have to be anything I just said, but just one of those moments of like, I would like to see them do something that is new and interesting, and something they haven't done before. I think I just really, I mean, I know I'm an outlier, but I just really like when games try to do something that's very ambitious. Even if it doesn't necessarily hit all that well, I'm all for that kind of stuff. I really am. I just like seeing. I guess it comes as being part of being like a creator myself to some extent, right? Like, even, whether it be through writing or my horrible art skills or whatever the fuck I'm working on. I do really like
Sonic thrust. Thunderland. Impaling heaven.
Seeing things that are creative, I guess. I'm trying to think of the word here, but thank you for that. I was sitting a little forward.
Prepare yourself.
A little late to do that there, dude.
Piercing line!
Sonic spear. Oh, are you done fighting already?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess, with the announcement. Doing Nocturne. Yeah, I want to do SMT eventually. And I definitely haven't eyeing it because the remake or remaster that they dropped.
Bring it on! Grant my enemies a final rest. Flame burst! Get out of here! Steal!
Starstroke! There's no escape! Aerial laser!
No way!
Aerial laser! Aerial laser!
See ya. That's your best?
But I've been putting it off because it's I think it was full price. And I was like, eh. As much as I want to play it, I could realistically just wait for it to go on sale or something. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet. But I don't think that one's going on sale anytime soon. But one of these days. I don't even think anyone uses that stuff. Alright.
I'll destroy you.
Yeah, because they just had their new version release, I think, right?
Bring forth the titans of the mighty dragon.
Star Embrace!
No way!
Center the land! Queenstroke! Another slain!
Yeah. I need to play Horizon Zero Dawn as well at some point.
Well, that's taken care of.
They just released the main character from that into Genshin. Which was a very unlikely collaboration, but still a collaboration. I'm pretty certain we're about to see a Persona 5 collaboration in Genshin as well at some point. I thought they might be done with their like advertisement, but what's it called there? Then they had a crossover with Monkey Ball. And I was like, well, that kind of throws a wrench into my thoughts. So I'm like, maybe they still have one on the table. Because there's already a Persona 5 reference or a Persona 4 reference, sorry. Or no, yeah, it was a Persona 5 reference, sorry. My brain is fried tonight. In Genshin. Or at least I'm pretty certain it was. It was really hard to tell if it was or wasn't. It was vague enough that you could argue that it probably wasn't, but like... Yeah, a lot of people think we're gonna see one. Alright, we need to backtrack. There was another path back there that we didn't take, and my brain's gonna go insane if I don't check it. It could have a core in it. I need to know. You interested in Far Cry trailer for 6? So Far Cry is a weird one for me. I feel like I probably have this rant every couple of games or so, but it's a rant that I don't mind having. So Far Cry is probably a fine series. I'm sure the games are great. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with them. So when I say this, I'm not trying to like shit on the series or people who play them by any means. But I have such a fond or like I have a fond I just fed her. Sorry. I have a fond words and stuff. I played the first Far Cry game, and it was probably I want to say it's like in my top 10 games, I would say still. At the time, it was like my #1 game. I loved that game a ton. I sat there and I played with the map creation tool. I found many a glitch that went on to be very useful to the community in making maps. I was a big part of the community for a while too. And I just really, really loved the game. I had so much fun playing it and so much fun making maps, and I loved the story. The single player was great. You know, so on and so forth. Like I could probably go on for a while explaining just how much I loved that game. But the issue is that Far Cry 1 was more like a cheesy action movie with like a decent story, like slapped on top. Whereas Far Cry 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 kind of went away from like the surreal, like fantasy horror elements, and they stopped having a lot of that, and they started moving more towards like political drama, and started moving towards like real world afflictions like malaria and so on and so forth. So it just felt like an entirely different series to what I wanted to what I was playing. It felt like a giant betrayal from the series to go in a direction that was entirely not what it was originally, right?
That's your best?
Plot moves way too fast. I mean, yeah. I think they're a little afraid to slow it down. Okay, it's a good thing we went this way. Would have been shitty to miss. Oh, was that all that was? Okay. Like secret chest or anything? But yeah, is that what games do over time? No, it's less evolved though. See, you're right, Fox, in that regard. But instead, Far Cry decided to do away with all of its themes and just basically reboot itself into like an entirely different type of game. It was kind of the issue I always had with it. And while I say that, I'm sure they're perfectly fine games aside from that. Yeah, although I think I appreciate that GTA simply due to the fact that Arknights did the same thing, but they never had any substance past like the 15-20 minute mark, but you're still sitting there for an hour reading anyways. It's just like, but with Genshin, at least I'm getting the story. It makes the climaxes hit a little less. But also, you gotta keep in mind, most people are waiting patch to patch. So when you're waiting patch to patch, it's not nearly as fast, I guess. I don't think so, though. I feel like a lot of things I've seen do it. Like a lot of games recently that I've noticed have a lot of roundabout writing. It almost feels like they did it on purpose in order to like artificially inflate the story. So I guess in that regard you could call it lame, sure. But It sucks because Arknight's like if you got past like all the like sloggish story, the story was actually really good. I remember it very fondly. I just also remember that there was the moments where I was reading and I'm like, I'm just skipping some of this dialogue. We can skip ahead like a couple minutes worth of dialogue and I'm probably not missing anything. You don't need long singles. No. I get what you're saying. I just meant because of my time playing Arknights, I appreciate Genshin's story being pushed to me faster.
This is a big one.
That's all I meant.
Floors.
We did.
Tyr, are you okay?
Yes, I think so. What about the others?
We got separated. I hope they're all right.
The one I'd be the most worried about is safe. I'm sure the rest are fine.
Hey.
Sorry. Oh. You're bleeding.
Tyr's right. We have to do something.
Hold on, I'll heal you.
It's no big deal. It'll heal on its own.
What are you so mad about?
I'm not mad. Anyway, let's keep going. Maybe we can join up with the others.
Right. Okay.
Party split. Woo. But yeah, on that note though, so I can kind of like finish what I was saying. I by no means think that the Far Cry games are bad by any stretch. It's just hard for me to play them knowing that they basically did away with everything that it used to be. And not for any real gain either is the worst part, because we I think it was Far Cry 5, I want to say. The one where they're in America, in like an old rural town or whatever. They actually started to bring back some of the themes. So I know that they didn't throw them out the window because they thought they were bad. They just decided not to use them anymore. Like, I highly recommend people go play the first Far Cry game. Or even just like the remake, I think it was like a remake or remaster that they released later on called, I think the first one was called Far Cry Instincts. And then there was Far Cry Instincts Predator. I might have those backwards. It might be Far Cry Predator and then Far Cry Instincts Predator or Predator Instincts. I don't know. One or the other. Highly recommend it. It's an old game. It has some old game tendencies. Like I said, it kind of tries to be... when I say cheesy, I don't mean like really cheesy, but like slightly cheesy action movie stuff. So like, you know, dude gets roped into going on an adventure because, you know, a hot girl, you know, tricks him into taking her out to an archipelago, you know, shit like that, you know, that kind of action story. And, you know, you get shot at, you jump into your boat. I'm vividly remembering the fucking story right now. I just realized, like, I am going like straight through the story in my head. If you needed any, if there was any doubt that I fucking love this game, and you know, you're swimming through the water as bullets are whizzing by you all over the fucking place. Your boat gets shot to shit, it explodes, which is how you even end up in the fucking water in the first place. So on and so on and so on. Anyways, like I said, action movie stuff. The car chase scenes where shit's exploding everywhere and tons of bullets flying everywhere and blah 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 blah. It feels very fun, very fantasy with you know, with that tone. And then later on, you get infected with this serum that turns you into like a half monster. That allows you to like jump and run fast, and you can smell like the scent of people, so you can track them down through the jungles and shit. And then you start having to fight the natives of the island that have the same shit going on with them. And you come to realize that they were mutated by the the evil corporation on the islands at the whole fucking time, and it was their fault that they were turned into these bloodthirsty people. So you're basically avenging them at the end of the game too, as well as yourself. Very, very interesting plot line. Very difficult game too, nearer to the end. But none of the other Far Cry's have that. I mean, sure, you could argue that they should evolve past some of those points, and yeah, 100% they should evolve as games. But I don't see how, you know, getting like a mutant superpowers somehow translates to catching malaria. For those who don't know, in Far Cry 2, that's the big thing, is you have a malaria mechanic that you have to go and get pills for every so often. And it's like a kind of an annoying part of the story. I actually really couldn't stand it. I hated it. But I think in 3 and onwards, they don't do anything like that. They stray away from doing any tediums. Far Cry and Far Cry Instincts are basically the same game. I think Instincts was considered an expansion to the original Far Cry, if I'm remembering correctly. And then Instincts Predator was like the remaster. I don't think they called it a remaster at the time, but I think that's pretty much what it was. Fuck, you know, I could probably play that on stream. Fuck it. Get some nostalgia in here. Instincts is considered a spin-off. I know when you play the game, you get both campaigns. And they're direct continuations of one another. Like, they lead right into each other. Because the expansion ended up being kind of like a similarly sized game, which kind of acted like a sequel in and of its own. But yeah, Evolution, that was the other one I couldn't remember. Yeah, because originally it was a PC game, and it wasn't on console. Also, one of the first games to have crossplay. Funny enough, it never, I don't think many other games, at least at the time, I'm pretty certain like no other games were doing that. Crossplay with console and PC, I mean. Does it mention this one? No, she's still very much there, 100%. She shows back up at the end. I remember because when you finally save her, Jack Carver gets all pissy because, you know, in actually an interesting twist, he doesn't just forgive her and, you know, take her back to his house. He instead gets really angry that she roped him into this whole fucking thing, and then he, like, with his predator powers, boots the whole fucking gate open and then just walks off into the sunset. Plot bit on the wiki. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's bits and moments that I'm misremembering to some extent, in all fairness. I will admit, my memory is not always the greatest. But that game stuck with me a lot. Reduced open world and linear story. It was less a reduced open world, and what it ended up being was they put each of the story chapters into their own like levels, is what they did. So you're right. It was more or less you got the same stuff, just it was limited mission to mission. So I guess yeah, you could say it like that. That makes sense. I guess as I'm like recounting it to myself, that makes sense. Feral aspects were not established enough to be part of the game. I mean, they were pretty good. Like, you had the scent mechanic, the speed mechanic. It was super strength, but you couldn't just. I think there was like a gauge or something where you couldn't just use it. You had to be like sparing with it somehow. I forget exactly how that worked. Like, it wasn't just like you become a fucking beast and you're just running around, basically being the goddamn predator, you know. But you would have bursts and moments of it. I forget exactly how that worked. I can't remember if it was like certain missions let you do it, or if there was like a gauge for it or something. It's been a while, but different gimmicks game to game. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But I feel like it was pretty much what made Far Cry. Especially multiplayer. Like, the only multiplayer game mode people would ever play was like Team Deathmatch, because of course Team Deathmatch. And then the Predator mode. No one would play anything else. Literally nothing else. That's all people would play. Actually, I don't know, does Far Cry even have multiplayer anymore? I think 2 and 3 did, but I heard that like 4 and Primal didn't. I think 4 had co-op, but it didn't have multiplayer. So I'd be willing to bet 5 and 6 probably didn't either. I know Primal didn't even have co-op, but point. Van, dear, is something wrong? No, I was just thinking about fighting Van. Well, that's what you came to the Outerlands for, isn't it? It must hurt having to fight your brother. I wish I could say it didn't, but I have no choice. I'll fight too, as hard as I can. Let's make this our last battle. I never expected you to cheer me up. Did I mess it up? Oh, no, not at all. Thank you, Luke. Let's go. Yeah. So, what is this direction? I'm gonna try to avoid monsters, 'cause I think we're... Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, what? It just happened to be something I could shoot from this angle. Oh, the examine spot lets me aim at it. It's okay. That was cool of them. I'm proud of them because like that felt really weird to aim at. Mighty saber, not very mighty. Fuck. It might be good for Guy. I bet you they gave us that in case we gave the good sword to Guy instead. Oh, I don't have Natalia. Oh no, you know why they gave us that sword? We're not supposed to have the Vorpal sword yet. They probably wouldn't have. They probably didn't expect me to have it yet. I'm not even certain what other arts we have now. We probably have like tons of things that I could be using instead. Let's try that.
That was too easy. Nobody can beat us.
Good work. Just don't get too excited.
I know.
Thank you, Vox. Was that is me sitting? Wait, what? Also, I think I did better online. As we were sitting for new enemies to spawn. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't remember how well I did. I remember I almost failed it for a little bit during it, and I think it's mostly because I was having a really hard time like controlling where enemies were spawning, or I was like guessing wrong each time or some shit. I forget. I remembered I wasn't necessarily having like a hard time fighting or defeating enemies. I was more having a hard time catching them, and if they activate their shields, I was usually fucked. What I don't get is, obviously they mean for me to come to the bottom. But what's this thing at the top? Oh, fair. Yeah, Ningguang is... Honestly, Ningguang gets a lot less praise now because she was bugged for a long while. They've since fixed that bug, and people have been treating it as like a buff. They also buffed Geo in general.
Sonic, Rending Blast! Rending Blast! Rending Blast! Devil's Inferno!
First aid!
No way! Devil's Inferno! Devil's Inferno! I thought I did pretty well there.
You move too much. You can't think about your reaction, just react.
You never let up.
Good old tier. So they aimed at this for a reason. What is this? Oh. Let's cancel that. I think this is a mechanic from Destiny. I'm telling you guys, there is so much precedent for this game to be like Tales of Destiny 3. Like there's so much. In fact, it actually hurts me a little bit to think that I haven't heard anyone say anything about it. Like so many mechanics have returned. So many like themes that are like direct references to Destiny. It's hard to look at it and be like, and to think any different. Oh, I get it. We're gonna have to help each other move through these areas.
Another slay. Crescent Strike. Star Stroke. Piercing Line.
Demon! Moonlight Demon!
Oh my, is it over already?
Oh my. I'm not certain what we should be doing.
All right, let's go. Crescent Strike.
Sure, it'll be apparent as we go.
Crescent Strike. Moonlight Demon.
Piercing Line. Leave it to me.
Crescent Strike.
There's no escape. Do not think you can escape me. Pour forth, O starlight. Another. My victory is a victory for my people.
Yeah, also it's a victory of deleting a species from the planet. We have to come back up here anyways. We'll fight him on the way back.
Don't get sloppy.
This guy's gonna suck to fight solo.
Want to see how
Or well,
strong I really
duo,
am?
whatever.
There's no escape! Starstroke!
You can't win!
There's no escape!
Oh, noble conflagration!
Ooh, we haven't seen his Mystic Art yet.
Racing Phoenix!
Oh! He gets Klesses. Although it's a bit different, but
Demon Fang!
it's basically the same thing.
There's no escape!
Desert Strike! Demonic
Piercing
Void!
Rod!
Desert Strike! Beast!
We're not playing around either.
Do you think it's safe to continue downward?
I can't make any guarantees, but we don't have much choice.
True. I hope we can rejoin everyone soon.
Are you worried?
No. I have you at my side, and I've seen everyone's strength in our travels together.
Yeah, and we've gotten Ash's seal of approval, too.
Ash?
You know how he is. If he didn't think we could do this, he'd be here taking care of Van himself. The fact that he hasn't shown himself means he trusts us.
Yes. I'll have to show him that his trust is not misplaced.
And the first step to doing that is to rejoin everyone else.
Right. You know, Guy,
What's wrong?
you really are very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this gonna be a moment where we can't really proceed? We should probably swap to Jade's group and see what's up. Alright. Where the fuck are we? Oh, okay. I don't know who the fuck we should play. I don't know how to play either of these characters. The hell did I just pick up? It was a something protector. Okay. It's for Natalia and Tyr. Shit. Hey, Nightmare. Thank you for the raid, man. I hope everyone's doing good. Miracle Hammer looks like it's good. Okay, she doesn't really have much in the way of casting, right? And this is what... Oh no, that's left and this one's right. And we'll do limited. There we go. How's this going? It's going pretty good. We just got to a party split where I'm being forced to play characters I've never played before, but we'll figure out how well to do this. I guess worst case we literally just avoid fighting, but always fun, yeah. I mean, like it was a little different. Like they split Natalia and Luke, which are the two characters that I like. Luke I played for a portion of the game, and then when we got Natalia, I started playing her. So that was easy enough. I'm just like, okay, I know how to play these characters. Now I'm playing Anis and Jade.
Shall we?
Hey, chillin'.
Dragon Surge! Take that!
It is funny to think that she is so fast on...
I'm bursting with water!
Didn't mean to do that.
Shadow Rain! Dual punishment!
Gala of the spirits of the earth.
Cyclone Shot!
Maddening Gala of the spirits of the earth. Stalagmite! Therewith.
I didn't know if any of those were arcane arts. I actually should have double checked. A cyclone shot was, that didn't work. Weird. Used to play... I used to just play the MC. Yeah, really. Get him our eyes. Yeah, I actually kind of find it funny the accessories change the way it looks.
Press my enemies of my flesh. Flame burst!
Dual punishment!
Stalagmite!
I'll smash you with the giant hammer! Miracle hammer!
Arise, O violent waters!
Jesus,
to
that's
rout mine
damage.
enemies. Blessed
Whoa!
drops!
Dual Dragon Surge! Ha, ha. Take that! That was great!
Yeah, exactly. I think that's an underrated thing. I really hate when I play games and they don't do that. It's like one of those moments of like, it's like, ah, like it looks really cool in the menu or something, and you're like, ah, it's still just a basic like long sword on my character. Ah. At last, we can fight the Commandant. You think we have a chance, Colonel? Well, Ben is quite skilled with both strike and phonic arts, but his mind is particularly strong. That's why we can't convince him to stop. And he's likely to continue the fight as long as he can. Yeah, he seems really stubborn. But we can't afford a drawn-out battle. Interlands may collapse at any moment. Oh man. But we'll get him anyway. We have to. Well, you heard her. Anna said we have to, so we're gonna do it. I don't know. Part of me feels like this isn't the end of the game. They're like, they're trying to push it too hard to like, oh boy, this is the end. It's like, are you sure? Something about this doesn't quite feel like the end though. Oh, I see how we get back up. Indignation? Yeah.
Get him! Dual punishment! Shadow Ray! Take that!
O darkened storm cloud, loose thy blade and run mine enemies through. Thunderblade!
Shadow Ray!
Grant mine enemies a final rest. Flame burst! Howl straight the wind and
Shadow
kill
Ray!
mine enemies with your blade.
Cyclone shot!
Turbulence!
Shadow Ray!
No way!
Get!
Easy.
We won!
So nostalgic, yeah. It was just when they pop it at the brand. Yeah, exactly. You know when you see their full, their full, well, it's not really their full portrait, but most of their portrait, you're like, shit's real. How we retain egg. Whee! Oh, that's nice. Also, I think we're... I think we're ready to swap characters again. I'm hoping... Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, well, there's one. Oh, hello there, Mr. Enemy.
Shall we?
Shadow Ray!
Mine enemies a final rest.
Dual punishment! Cyclone shot! Whoa! Shadow Tempest!
Mighty explosion. Enemy blast!
Take that! Shadow Ray! Dual punishment!
Flame burst!
Whoa! Shadow punishment! Burn, baby! Cyclone blade!
Grant mine enemies a final rest. Flame burst! Oh, violent torrent! Splash!
Come on, if you don't try
So
harder,
thought,
then it's just
what if the teleport hitboxes were misaligned? Oh my god. Oh, thank you so much, Chillin. You don't even understand how much you just saved my life. I almost forgot. This has to be the location for it. So, you guys can tell, right? Like, if you look at the background, the graphics look all janky. Any glow effects or light effects are all really messed up. The emulation of this game, it's notoriously it's good, it works, you can beat the game, there's nothing really wrong in that regard, but apparently there is one part of the game you can soft lock, and I wasn't even thinking about it, it had just escaped my mind. What you were just saying there, Chillin, is actually something like that can happen. Apparently you end up teleporting beneath one of the platforms and you just get soft locked there. I don't know if it's here specifically, but I have a feeling it is. This is the first time we've had teleporters, so, or teleport puzzles. So you may have actually saved me. That looks like something we were supposed to do. And this looks like something we can't do. Cool. I suppose there was a door over here, though. Eh. We'll get to it when we get to it. The true final boss, yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be funny, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, hold on a second, that might actually fucking happen. Oh no. I was like, wait a minute. I've been just using these teleporters like they're nothing. I feel like in the past 24 hours, communities did it 180. From complete trash to decent. I don't know. There's still some things that definitely need to be changed. Is this seesaw going to just stay slanted like this? Well, as long as the weight is there, I imagine it will. Huh. How about we break the weight? No, why would we do that? Wrong one. I mean, sure, why not? Oh, I guess Jade could come down here now. Hey, thank you, Chilla. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like the guys with Zhongli.
These battles sure are tough with just the two of us.
I don't necessarily, you know, think she needs a buff by, you know, giving her like an extra like 10% of her energy recharges flat attack bonus or anything like that. Like, we don't need to go that hard, but like, let's, I don't know, like let Bidos all work with her would be nice, and then on top of that let I would say buff her normal attack damage, because it's probably like one of the lowest ratios in the game. They could buff it without really any, without hurting her any, really.
Yes, but things are much different than they were back then.
Yeah, because like all it really does is it forces you. Yeah, exactly. It just basically forces you not to be able to play her, unless you are hitting your E or your ulting. Like, there should be the option to build her for her auto attacks if you so chose. It doesn't have to be a good way to play her. It just has to be a way that is possible to play her. At the moment, it's really not. I linked a video earlier, Marth, that was a dude did a joke video of him beating the Shogun as the Shogun, and when he did so, he had to go in as physical damage Raiden Shogun. There we go. Jeez. And it took him like, I think the video was like 10 minutes, and he's even skipped portions of it or something like that. It was pretty rough though, like a very long fight for a fight that was not meant to be that long.
Back when?
When we were thrown into Tataru Valley.
Oh yeah, that was just the two of us too, wasn't it?
To be honest, at the time I couldn't trust you at all on the battlefield.
Well, excuse me.
But now I feel differently. You've grown.
Yeah, we're gonna swap to Jade and see what the next area is all about. Next chance we get.
What?
None of that growth will matter if I don't stop Master Van and his replica scheme.
Yes, you're right.
Tyr.
I can trust you now.
Tyr.
Let's go, Luke.
Right.
Okay, so this is a teleport down. That was for that. What's this? I think that was one of the doorways that they couldn't access earlier. I really hope I don't need to backtrack super hard for the blue fire. Okay, so there is some stuff we can do with this. I think we're supposed to go back to Jade. First things first, let's check out this doorway. I have a feeling it doesn't lead anywhere and it's just like some loot or something. Okay, just kidding. It just doesn't lead anywhere. My bad. I mean, I was half right. Yeah, that was odd. I mean, I know I said it, but like I wasn't expecting it to be that empty. Yeah, we're not fighting this guy. He's very annoying. Oh, I just realized we skipped the chest. Oh, maybe we didn't. Never mind. Oh, sorry. Yes, we did. Strike Eagle. That almost sounds like a weapon. Oh. That might actually be better. When we swap to Luke, or not Luke, sorry, when we swap to Natalia and Guy, they're gonna be stacked. Oh, so that sucks. I was trying to get around him and he fucking turned into me.
Of the spirit of the earth. Stalagmite! O darkened storm cloud, loose thy blade and run mine enemies through. Thunderblade!
Ow! Shadow Tempest! Shadow Tempest! Ow! Shadow Punishment!
Arise, O violent waters, surround mine enemies! Blessed drop!
Shadow Punishment!
O maddening gale of the spirits of the earth!
Dual Punishment! I'm in
Looks like
trouble
we're still
here.
okay.
We are so not okay! Ha! Ha! Dual Punishment!
O maddening gale of the spirits of the earth! Stalagmite!
No way!
Howl the raging wind and cleave mine enemies with your blade! Turbulence!
You got this, Jade.
Shadow Punishment! Ow!
No way! That wasn't too bad.
Alright, maybe we'll avoid fighting for a little bit. Maybe we'll just not fight things as this team. Yeah, it'll be fine. We use Jade in the main team, so it'll be a little crappy to have him miss out on EXP, but special gel. What is that gonna do? Oh, it's just straight up elixir, just in gel form. Cool. Not entirely certain how that makes it any better, but I'll take it.
It's kind of lonely with just the two of us, huh?
There's Tokunaga as well. It doesn't feel like just the two of us to me.
I guess you're right. Well, I lucked out and got you, But do you think Luke and the others are okay?
Well, Tyr and Guy are both reasonably experienced fighters.
Colonel, what about Luke and Natalia?
They'll be fine. They've managed to survive this long.
Now I get it. It's not that you don't care, it's that you really believe in them, right?
Look at Anna's just roasting Jade.
What? What is it, Colonel?
Yes, I suppose one could view it that way. She's right. I suppose I wouldn't have stayed with him this far if I didn't.
Colonel, what are you standing there agreeing with yourself about?
Oh, nothing. Let's hurry up and rejoin the others.
Okay.
I'm counting on you, Annis.
I'm counting on you, too.
I'm counting on me 3. Actually, I am really counting on Jade because as it stands, I ain't doing so hot. So we get into a fight, it's pretty much all him. Game's like, oh, you need money? Yeah, sure, here, man. Have it. It's all yours. So yeah, great. That was close. We need to bring Luke over there, but we also need to be able to get something there. That's fine. All I know is we cannot do the next bit yet. Ooh. Only 10 more, but it's still something. Yeah, we'll give that to Luke. It seems we will have to fight Vaughn after all. Probably. He was never one to bend to someone's will. And no matter how we argue, he won't listen. And I suppose this will be another fight to the death for us. It'll be the last one, though. We take care of Van. The Outer Lands will be saved, right? Right. The arrow of Natalia Luzu Kimlaska Lan Valdir shall strike him down for the world. I'm proud of myself for not fucking that up. Woo! That's a mouthful of a name.
Demon Fang! No, what? Tiger Blade!
Star Race! Piercing line!
Tiger Strike!
Piercing line!
No, what? Ha! Sing! Ha! Beat!
Aerial laser! Aerial
Ha!
laser!
Ha! 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 Demonic Void!
Aerial
Guess
laser!
you're done.
Aerial laser!
Sing!
Aerial laser!
Tiger Strike! Demonic Void! You can't win!
Absolutely.
I don't know if I can
Difference
steal
is so
anything from him,
obvious.
but...
I come for you!
Ha! 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 You can't win! Beat! No way! You can't win!
There's no escape!
Sing! Ha! Sing! You can't win! Beat!
Piercing line!
Sing! Ha! Sing! You can't win! Sever!
Our victory was assured.
Yeah, fighting with the this team and Luke's team is instantly feels way better. Okay, so that's a way we can go. Oh, this is a chest. Good. Oh, grass chamber. Library. No. Battle. There we go. I think I wanted to put. Oh shit! We wanted to put. Ah shit. Oh, sorry, guy. I need that. Actually, no, we're not using the one in heal anymore. So. I guess we'll just save it for now. I don't really know where to put it. What time is it? 10:30? Yeah, today's been a rough day. I went to bed early. And going to bed early it's great. Except when you go to bed early and for some reason your body decides like, oh, this is a nap, right? To which point you wake up a couple hours later and you're fully awake and you're like, no, wait, hold on. I got things I gotta do today. What are you doing? So yeah, that was my morning. I was like, I think I went to bed at like 6 in the morning, which is much earlier than I've been managing to get to bed lately. And I was excited and like, oh, finally I can sleep at a time that isn't like super horrible.
Don't get sloppy.
I mean, I guess to some people that's super horrible still, but
Demonic boy!
There's no escape!
Demon fang!
Aerial laser! Aerial laser!
Present strike!
Aerial laser! Aerial laser!
Tiger blade!
Aerial laser! Aerial laser!
Tiger blade!
But yeah, and then I decided, fuck it, and got up at 12 and went to breakfast with my sister.
I guess we're done here.
Oh, we killed him in a bad spot. Maybe we can push it over the edge this way? Oh, wait, we can do this though. Oh. I guess the question is, which direction do we want to go? Huh. I don't know which... I mean, we should do it... Let's do it the way that we can do it. And then we'll, come back and do it the way Jade can do it. Oh, we're probably gonna have to do that now I think about it. Same thing they said last time. Do a switch the guy, beat this nerd up again, and then we send him down.
Don't get sloppy.
Ugh.
Ha ha ha! Tiger Blast! Beat!
Starstroke!
Ha ha ha!
Star
Void
Race!
Tempest!
Leave it to me!
Sick!
There's no escape!
No way!
Piercing line!
Sick! You can't win!
There's
Oh,
excellent work, everyone.
I was about to cast my Mystic Art, but I mean, that's cool. I like his pushing animation, that's great. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's... We need to... words and things and trying to remember what I'm trying to say. We need to get rid of the blue fire. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yes. Finally. Haha. Woo! Finally have a full party again. Still missing some people, but it's full enough. Mr. W, time to go.
Ready, everyone? I'm bursting with Mona!
No, Tiger Thunderland! Solar Engage! Thunderland! Invading Heaven!
Tragedy! Final Fury! Let's finish this!
Tiger Blade!
There's no escape!
Oh, maddening gale of the
See
how strong I really am?
Ow!
Stalagmite! Sick!
Tiger Blade! Demonic Void! Oh noble conflagration! Incinerate all! Racing Phoenix!
Shadow Rain!
Tiger Blade!
Arise, O violent
Tiger
ones, to
Blade!
rout mine enemies. Blessed drop!
Piercing Line! Starstorm!
Tiger Blade!
Piercing Line!
Prepare yourself.
No way! Cold Lair Death! Rigid Move!
Grant my
There's
enemies
no
a final
escape!
rest.
No
Flame burn!
Tiger Blade!
Ah!
Prison Strike!
Aerial
Grant
Laser!
mine enemies a
No
final
way!
rest.
Aerial Laser! Yeah, I'm a genius! Well, that's taken care of.
Solid.
You're okay.
Of course we are. What about you? You took so long we were starting to get worried.
I'm sorry.
We've been waiting for you. We have something important to talk about.
Wait. What do you mean you've been waiting for us? What took us so long? What do you mean we were waiting for you to fucking beat the monster, you pricks? It was you. You took too long. Come on.
What's up? You sound serious.
The passage ring is up ahead.
That means Master Van is there too.
That's
The Colonel says we lower the Outer Lands as soon as we defeat the
all
Commandant.
right. I'll concede. We got more important things.
There's not enough time, huh?
Even in the Albior, it would take too long to get to the radiation gate from here. The Outer Lands would probably fall while we were in transit.
But how do we lower the Outer Lands without activating the radiation gate?
I don't know. We just kind of hope and pray and hope things turn out okay, I guess.
We write, redirect the radiation gate commands to the absorption gate. It should be possible in theory, since the passage rings are connected. Though it is a rather clumsy method.
Yes, we haven't activated the gate.
I mean, if the Sephiroths were out of control and they were malfunctioning, nobody ever did try turning it off and on again.
What about after that? Is that it?
We'll send 7th phonons into the absorption gate, Sephiroth. That's the sign to begin the descent.
Jokes aside, I loved the fourth wall break that they made in Genshin earlier. Oh man, that got to me. And then Paimon, like, constantly referencing, like, computers and shit. Like, God, it got me.
But the 7th phonons must come from the one who issued the command. You, Luke.
I would explain further. I was about to explain further, but I'm like, you know, that might be big spoilers. And since I'm uploading this Abyss playthrough to YouTube, I figure probably best not to explain too deeply. If you play Genshin Impact, the new story quests are great. So.
Got it. I'll do it. I can't fail after coming this far.
Well then, shall we be going? Is everyone...
Oops,
I am.
my bad.
How about you all?
Of course. I'm going to stop my Van.
I was originally Van's lord, after all. The master has to clean up after his servant's mistakes.
I'll stop Van's scheme. I'll save the world no matter what.
I have to get the Commandant under control, or I'll never get to marry a rich husband.
Yeah, that's alright. Gonna start e-bagging, wish you luck? I wish you luck, man. You got this.
My, what passion, what fervor.
But you're the same as always.
Indeed. I'm afraid those sort of lines don't fit me.
True enough. Okay, let's go.
Let's save first. Actually, before we save. Yeah, see, there's a glaring flaw here. Much better. Oh, so I have to equip Luke. Oh, get some armor for him. I think there's a lot of items we could have backtracked for, but I'm not too worried about it. All the red and fire gates that we passed on the way through the start of the facility. Van just wants us to think he's the evilest man alive. We literally walk in and he's playing the goddamn organ.
Why are you here?
You are so antagonistic, Van. You don't even know it. God damn. Hey, Joker. How's it going, man?
It was Ash, the original, who was meant to come to build a new order together with me.
Oops.
Don't get in my way, replica.
I mean, you're the one who made him. I feel like this is literally on you, Van.
Then why did you make me? Who am I? Why was I born?
Can you not live unless you were born for some purpose? That's why you're nothing more than a replica. Well then, you poor, pitiful replica. You were born as a throwaway pawn, a substitute to overturn Yulia's score.
I feel like Van is like, you cannot live without a purpose. That is why you're a replica. I'm like, no, that's a pretty human thing, Van. I don't know if I have to tell you that, my guy, but like, I think the thing that makes him a replica is the fact that he's an artificially created human that is a clone of another. I think that's the real thing that makes him a replica, Van. There. How the fuck are you still playing? Your hands aren't even moving.
That is all.
Master, is that really all I am? My existence caused the score to go off track, didn't it?
An insignificant deviation like you is as nothing before Yulia's score. Though its leaves may change, the true essence of the tree does not. The score is a drug. If you walk to the east, you shall discover great riches. If that reading came true, you would want to believe the next as well. Over the course of 2,000 years, Yulia has caused mankind to become addicted to the score.
You're walking through the circus, you're walking through the fair. You see that, the purple tent off to the side, and you're like, boom, I'm gonna get my fortune told. You get your fortune told. Lady's like, yo, check your pockets, $1 million. You check your pockets, you find your wallet, you find $1 million in it. You realize, fuck, I've always been a millionaire, but she was right.
Powerful medicine is needed to remedy 2,000 years of distortion.
She tells you another one. Gives you another reading. Tells you you're gonna have your unborn child is gonna be a dude. Turns out to be a dude. Boom. Now you're addicted. Now, whenever the fair's in town, man, you're boom right there at that tent. You're like, all right, lady, what else is gonna come true? I need to know. She's like, boom, you're gonna die next week. He's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna die next week. And then he doesn't die next week, and he's disappointed.
And your replica world is that medicine? You have quite the imagination.
It's because Luke was born. That's the real reason.
Imagination. Yes, perhaps we can call it that.
I'm actually gonna come clean. I was like trying to think of like a silly analogy off the top of my head. That's the best that came to mind. I don't know what the fuck that was. Hey, Nightmare, welcome back.
It's true that this world is twisted, ruled by the score. But a replica world is a pretty twisted idea too.
Exactly. If you don't cease this terrible undertaking, you'll force Tyr to suffer.
I really like the anime pose shit that's going on and like the how cartoonishly evil Van is being. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It gives me like in a way it gives me some Final Fantasy VII vibes. In a way that's maybe a little weird and maybe doesn't make much sense to people, but like Final Fantasy VII was I think stood out the most for the fact that they were unwavering in how cartoonishly evil their villains were, right? And up to this point, this game hasn't been like that, but this scene just exudes that same energy.
She's your sister. Are you really going to fight her?
Mysterica. It is indeed unfortunate.
Yeah.
If only you'd stayed in Yulia City.
Like, this is the kind of scene you see in, like, a Saturday morning, like, shonen, like, I don't know, like, it's been a while since I've seen Shaman King. I haven't started watching the new one yet. But, like, you know, and like, I mean, just as a throwaway example, right? Something along those lines. It's literally one of those, where, or a Pokemon even, and you get to, like, the big bad evil guy, and he's sitting there playing the piano, and you're like, bro, like, if you wanted to tell me you were evil, you could have just, like, turned around and been like, I'm evil. I would have did the same thing. This is a lot of effort you're putting forth here.
I could have at least spared you.
And then, shake his fist at people? Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to make a world of replicas, aren't you?
No, it's great, though. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm making fun of it. It's actually beautiful.
Then just kill me and make a replica.
You insist on fighting me?
Yes, Van.
Yes. That was the reason I originally came to the Outer Lands.
Tyr, no. No, Tyr, no!
Master. No. Van!
Good, Luke. I've actually been confused why you still keep calling him Master.
Even if you refuse to acknowledge me, I am me!
Meaningless babble. Die!
His name's Luke.
Van, wasn't there any other way?
Yulia's score controls the world. If humanity does
Oops, that's not wrong. You can do it.
world free of the score, it will perish.
Then how do you explain me? Yulia didn't say a thing about me!
The score is not an absolute future. The score is just one of an infinite number of choices.
The fact that Luke exists shows that there are deviations from the score.
No, you don't know the true essence of the score. Even if it is not read, the score exists nevertheless, leading us to certain destruction.
People aren't that foolish. People have their own wills to avoid destruction.
Such impudence from a rebel. You will be the ones crushed. You who are ruled by the score, die.
That doesn't look fun to be a part of.
This is my failure. I'm sorry.
Don't feel sorry. Focus on the enemy.
Take this.
It's dangerous to use so many items.
We used one item.
Rise to violent waters to rout my
There's
enemy.
no escape.
Blessed drop.
Negative gate.
Starstroke! Do not think you can escape me. Pour forth, O Starlight!
I'll catch you with chat in a second, guys.
Now turn away! Starstroke! Piercing line! Come forth, O illumination of light!
This is not
O divine springs that fosters life! Pure!
a violent torrent.
Sonic thrust!
Splash.
Use it as mercy.
O divine springs that fosters life! Pure!
Can you leave my Natalia alone there, please, Luke? Or not Luke, sorry. Luke's master, sorry. Oh, that's gonna hurt. I'm not living for this, am I? I think that was my health pool right there. I have 1 health. Alright, I can rectify this. We can rectify this, we're good.
Oh, divine embrace that fosters life.
Actually, it's like, let's say yes.
Star embrace.
Take this!
Center the land.
Enough of this!
Okay. Using this.
Out of my sight!
Oh, he's very dead.
Take this! This is not good. Lightning Tiger Blade!
Take these.
Thanks for the help.
Take this!
Return the soul from the abyss of death. Resurrection.
Going overboard with your odds?
Sorry for the trouble.
Oh, divine embrace that fosters
Using
life.
Oh, no, you don't.
Sonic Fangblade Ray!
Take this! Lightning Tiger Blade! Oh, darken storm! Loose thy blade and run mine enemies through! Thunder Blade! Take this! Lightning Tiger Blade! How the raging wind that cleaves...
Oh, never mind.
Mine enemies with your blade! Enough of
Did you just cancel my fun on field?
Sonic Thrust!
An asshole.
I'll destroy
Wait, I was able to keep casting in the middle of that. Wait, why? What? Or not casting, attacking, sorry. Banging permastone hard, yeah. Yay, I didn't die, I'm alive. I guess since I'm not casting, I'll do it.
Oh, here take these.
Thanks for help.
mine enemies a final breath! Flame burst! Oh, brilliant! Show
Oh,
your
divine
wrath!
embrace
Look
that
on!
fosters life. I'm not done yet.
Get out of here!
Hey, we did it.
I won't.
The determination to win is too strong. Exactly. I'll consider it actually tends to feel good. Yeah, really. Whew, we did it though. So the game wanted me to believe this is the end. I'm not fooled so easily. The credits roll. I'm like, okay, sorry, I might have been fooled. Oh.
I never thought I'd be defeated by such a failure. Oh, how utterly ironic.
Do I get a sword? Luke, that sword's probably worth a lot, man. Go back, come on. Yeah.
It's him!
Wait, did Ash go to the other gate? Was that his reasoning for not coming with us? Yo, that's pretty chill. Actually, I didn't see that coming at all.
It appears that the miasma is adhering to the dividing line just as we
Take
had
my power,
expected.
Luke.
Look, I will send you the key. Use it to set me free. One who would see his glory is trying to capture me.
I mean, we kind of are, we're kind of not. It's a little bit different.
Luke, what is it?
Basically, they lifted the Earth into the sky in order to avoid like some miasma that was leaking out of the core, and so we're putting it back at this point. Mostly because we have to due to some like plot stuff, but
Lorelei. No, it's not important right now. We have to tell everyone it worked.
Yes, Ion and Noelle and Father. I'm sure they're all worried about us.
we had to tell everyone it worked. I'm pretty certain they saw the land literally sink into the fucking planet. I'm pretty certain they caught that part, Luke.
Van.
Guys, you're never gonna guess what. They're like, wait, what are you gonna say? You gonna say the land fell? You were successful? Yeah, we saw that. We were pretty certain. Quick, post it on Instagram. Everyone needs to know.
Tear.
I'm sorry, Luke. I'm glad we did what we did.
Okay, let's go home, guys. To our world.
Yeah.
Ash, thanks.
I'm actually curious what that means for Ash, though. He looks fine enough. Batical, the capital of Light Kingdom of Kimlaska Lan Valdir, Remde, Gnome, Rediken 28.
Master, wake up!
It's my birthday, I think. If I got the months correct.
No.
Mew! Your mom and dad are calling you.
Oh, so he did go back to just be a noble kid.
I really don't want to go.
Fused like Dragon Ball Z. God, why wouldn't you just go back to the forest? It's already been a year. I don't know. I think I'm broken in a way. I fucking love the annoying like follower characters. Like when people used to say like, "Ah, God, I hate Navi," and they'd make fun of Navi all the time, like back in school or like or online or wherever I'd see it. And back in my head, I'm like, I don't know. I thought Navi was pretty cool. It's like, or not cool, but like it was like, oh no, Navi's all right. A little annoying, but like I'm down. That's cool. I think part of it too is like when we were kids and like learning to play Ocarina of Time for the first time during our first playthrough or whatever, right? We probably were like figuring things out, but it wasn't so difficult that we couldn't figure things out. So a large chunk of the time while we're just trying to figure it out, Navi's like, hey, over here, do this and that. And you're like, fuck off, Navi, I'm trying to figure this out. You yelling at me isn't helping. If you spend too much time speaking to us, His Grace will be angry. You say so, my guy. Pear. pair. Been memed up. I just find it annoying how often. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Hey, don't get me wrong. That's why I said. That's why I preface that with. I think I might be the one that's broken here. It's one of those moments of like, yeah, there's a lot of people that really didn't like those things or got annoyed by them at the very least. Where am I supposed to go? Oh.
Were you still asleep?
No.
I'm sorry.
It's been a month since you came home. Princess Natalia is traveling the world on official business. And look at you. Start living a little more like a member of House Fabra.
Is that all you wanted to talk about?
No. I want to confirm something regarding the battle at the absorption gate.
Totally not sleeping. Nope, I was 100% just staring at the ceiling. You got my word on that. First dozen games. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we actually recently went through the entire series of The Legend of Zelda. I said the entire series. I did skip I think most of the 2D games we ended up skipping, and Skyward Sword, just because at the time Skyward Sword didn't have its HD out yet, which I plan to go back to here eventually. I've just been really lazy and it's full price, and I already got a lot of games to buy, so it's taking a bit of a back seat for now, but eventually I'm gonna get to it. But yeah, we went through like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, games that like as a kid I never really clicked with me, and I never really got into. I think my current claim to fame, my like bragging rights was in Ocarina of Time. I remember everyone watching was like, "Oh, Water Temple's coming up. Have fun with that one. You're gonna take forever. You're never gonna figure it out." And I literally go in. I die like once, twice on like Shadow Link, beat it, and just like no time at all. I just go through it perfectly, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. I know this is supposed to be really hard and really annoying, but like it just didn't happen. I felt so bad doing it so easily. Part of it was definitely luck. It was pretty much luck. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I'm just really good. No, it was like in part like my knowledge of playing games over the years and just luck to some extent, from what I remember at least. But it's just one of those moments of like everyone's like hyping it up like, you're fucked, or you know how hyped it's been over the years too, for that matter. And all of a sudden it's just like I just do it and I'm like, ooh, yeah, oh god. I did that one other time too in Persona 5. In Royal there was a puzzle with like color matching stuff, and I remember I just like kind of like looked around, figured out what I had access to, and just did the puzzle like without like any failure or any like backtracking or whatever. And I remember my chat's like, nah, this is a hard one, man. You're gonna be here for a while. I just walked through it. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. There's just that one spot under a platform in the central room that got me. Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's less so the entire temple. Most people hype up the entire temple, but it's a couple of points that are really like your big brain of puzzle. I think I am, honestly. I try not to be. Sometimes I try to like underplay it for the fact that like I have really bad memory issues. I talk about it a lot, but like I have some, I guess, ADHD. I'm trying to like phrase it in a way where like I have never been diagnosed with it, but I'm pretty certain I do. I've had friends who have it who are like, stop telling yourself you don't, you probably do, so on and so forth. So I've just conceded and said, all right, I probably have it. But one of those moments where like my short-term memory though, as a result of whatever, is very bad. There'll be moments where like I'll be talking about something and I'll just forget what I'm talking about in the middle of talking, or like I can just eat something, walk to my room and be like, I don't remember what I just ate. Or I'll be like, did I eat yet today? And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, like I look over, my plate's right there. I'm like, wait, no, I must have ate. What the hell? But like, but when it comes to puzzles, for some reason, they just click in my brain a lot more than the other things. I think it's probably the fact that there's a pattern, usually. That's probably the big thing, right? Oh, what are you doing, Automod? Why does Automod do that? Silly Automod. It keeps finding the word put and acting like that's a bad word for some reason. I'm so confused by that. I'll have to put an exception in later on. Yeah, Automod's drunk. Yeah, I didn't catch it there. That's weird. Anyways, yeah. Memory can mess you up. Yeah, exactly. I think one of the big things about puzzles too is if there's ever like puzzles with only one answer, generally it's a lot easier to like see the beginning, see the end, and you can just trail a path to it, right? I feel like the puzzles that get me the most are the ones that have like a lot of different moving parts and a lot of different solutions, so I can't just like pick an endpoint and move back from it, because then I get mixed up. Tales of Legendia did that to me a couple of times, where there was puzzles where you had to like push blocks in a certain order to get them so you could so you'd have just enough to get to the end, and I would mess it up like a lot, and I'm like, I just don't see where, because the part I'm missing is like in the middle somewhere, and I'm like seeing like 5 solutions all at once, and I'm like, damn it, stop brain, fuck, no. So yeah, for as many puzzles as I've done well, Legendia had a ton of puzzles that I just did horribly. Just took me forever for no reason. Memory, yeah, that messes with me. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, exactly.
When Van fell into the core, did his sword stay stuck in the floor?
Yeah, I gotta say, I started taking my VODs and uploading them to my old YouTube channel, and I turned it into a VODs channel. But the reason why I started doing it was because I realized that when I look back, I'm like, I don't have any memories. Well, I have some, but not many memories from. Or when I say memories, sorry, I am able to remember, and people probably are able to remember, but like specifically, I don't have like any recordings or I have like a couple clips or maybe like a highlight or something from like previous games, but like I don't have like I can't just go back and like have the nostalgia of rewatching my playthroughs and such. And I was like, yeah, you know, there's some points in P5, P4 that I really wish I went back to. But even thinking back as far as that, like that would have been a really fun thing to have like on recording, is like my time going through some of these older games that I don't know, were just really fun to go through. So that's why from this point on, I'm just gonna take, even if I don't cut out like the beginnings and ends, I'm just gonna upload the whole thing maybe at some point if I ever get lazy. But for the most part, I'm just gonna upload my VODs, and so all those memories can be there.
Yes.
Field Marshal, that must mean someone has...
Yes.
Did something happen?
We received word from Belkind that the planet storm has suddenly grown more active.
We sent teams to investigate the absorption gate and the radiation gate. They found signs that someone else had been there, and Van's sword was gone.
Probably Ash, right? Probably good, because I feel like YouTube Twitch is always changing how they store their VODs. Yeah, that's another point too, right? It's like Twitch used to have this thing where if you had Twitch Prime, or they didn't call it Twitch Prime at the time, it was like what, Turbo, Twitch Turbo or whatever. It would save your VODs automatically, like you didn't have to do anything. Now it just stores them, or I think, and then they changed it to like storing them for like a month, and I think now it's like stores them for like a month or 2. Something like that, and then, so basically, but your VODs, your clips, and your whatevers will stay forever. So that's why I've been basically highlighting them and calling them VODs, is my way of preserving them, basically. Though that said, there may be another way for me to do it, and I'm just not certain. I haven't really looked, in all fairness. I just kind of did that because it was the easiest and most like front-facing answer. But
someone took it?
We believe so.
Brigadier General Cecile, we must report this to His Majesty.
Yes, Your Grace.
I don't see why that's a problem.
How about going to see your friends?
Planet Storm being more active is a problem, I guess. But otherwise...
Mother?
You've been moping about ever since you returned to the manor. You look as though you feel you don't belong here.
That's not...
Ever since His Grace gave Guy time off, this manor has been nothing but stuffy and uncomfortable for you, hasn't it? Why don't you go out? Enjoy a change of scenery. Just promise me you'll come back.
It's okay for me to come back?
Of course. Let's see. Ramdas should know where your friends are. Please, do be careful.
So where does the game go from here? So, I've talked about this at length, but I want to. I'm gonna retouch on it just because I feel like it's relevant, and I think it's worth bringing up. Also, my controller is doing that thing again that it likes to do. If you were curious if the Switch was the only controller to get drift, no, look no further than the PS5 controller. Although I don't really know if it's the controller or if it's the emulator acting weird. It could be either, I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, I've gotten a slight drift on my left stick, and it's kind of annoying. Anyways, on that note, so the Tales of series has they have many staples the same way that, you know, Final Fantasy has, right? But one of its biggest staples is it's not a singular story. Very rarely is a Tales game, a single Tales game, a single story. It usually uses the same cast, but it usually tells many different stories, which is kind of the point of it being called a Tales game. I think that's a fair point. It's a tales that these characters tell. But usually what that means is, like in Vesperia, there's like a point where you could argue this is the end of the game. It may not be like a very conclusive ending, but like if an anime season were to end on that note, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay. Legendia had many points like that where you're like, okay, this is a concise, satisfying end, but then nope, it continues, and then nope, it continues, and you're like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen now? Which I think honestly is one of my favorite things about the series. But it's also, because I know it happens, it's like, nah, this isn't the end. This is the first end. Let's go for second and third end. You know, kind of cringe, but I'm 1 for 1 with this bagging method. Nice, dude. Alt mortal under the fish hunt degree. Your bots are not for fish. That's beautiful. Oh, can I steal that one from you, Marth? That's actually hilarious. That's beautiful. It's the manufacturer everyone uses. So I'm told. Okay. Yeah, I heard some people have the drift on a DualSense. Oh god, that's gotta suck. Yeah, I mean, mine's honestly, it works well. It just, usually what causes, from my understanding, what causes the drift is dust will get inside the mechanism, and somehow it's like it fucks with the sensors or some shit. I know that the way I got it, the way I managed to get it to work on my Switch controller is I'll take like a Q-tip with alcohol rub on it and just like roll it in underneath the ball for a while. And after like letting it dry for like a minute or two, it'll work really good for a while. Not perfect, but decent. It was enough that it got me through Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild with drift is actually nightmarish. Those puzzles with drift is fucking nightmare. But so I was lucky that that managed to work for me. I hear it doesn't work for everybody, but still. Game never ends. At least in Game Plus, lots of finding these games. Yeah, true. The RP makes them lower their guard. Yeah, see, getting in under the. Meanwhile, my Logitech controller that's over 10 years old now. It's still. I mean, on that same note, my GameCube controller, my PS4, 3, and 2 controllers all work really well too. Yeah, these new controllers, while they're, don't get me wrong, PS5 controller, without like any like quirks aside, it's my favorite controller. It's got the right weight to it. It's comfortable. It's like the right size for my hands. Mind you, obviously everyone's gonna be a bit different. I'm sure that's not whatever. I will say I really hate the new change to the buttons. I hate them not being color coded. Like, it didn't matter to me. I didn't need them to be color coded by any means, but it just was cool. It added to it, and I don't think it would have really taken anything away from the controller at all. I'm just sad they didn't go with it. But like, and the haptic triggers are really cool too. Actually, when a game uses them, feels so good. I'm like really tempted to buy Elden Ring on my PS5 instead of my computer, just for that alone. Although I'm a little worried to do that because I think if I were to play it co-op with people, I'm the only one in my group of friends that owns a PS5, so I'm a little worried to do that. Actually, that's a lie. GTA owns a PS5 as well. I forgot about that. But opened up 2 years ago to clean. That was it. Yeah. Okay, so I got this. This might be a weird, gross thing to ask. So you guys are perfectly allowed to be gross with say that this is gross or laugh at me or whatever. Have you guys ever had like a piece of equipment or like a electronic or otherwise that like you left sitting in like a corner somewhere for like a long time or somewhere, and like you're pretty certain you put it away clean, or at least not like covered in gunk or whatever, and then when you pull it out, it's got like something like plastered over like one side of it or something? That happened to me with my old studio mic. I had an old Blue Yeti, and when I first pulled it out for streaming way back like 3 years ago now, I remember pulling it out and it was like covered in like this weird gunk. And I'm like, what is this? Where did this come from? I'm never even on that side of the room, so I know it wasn't me. What the hell is this? Like, it was like pushed off into a corner, like over here, like behind me, where like I can't even get to. Like, I have to like lean over everything to get to. So it's not like I accidentally spilled something on it or something, right? It's like, how? What is this? What is this? I cleaned it off and it worked fine until I got this. I got the Elgato Wave 3, but it's like, why? Why is that? I'm curious if I was the only one that ever had that happen. Xbox controllers are still going good too. You know, yeah. Honestly, Xbox 360 controllers are really universal too. Obviously, you can't use them on your Sony, but like, you know, they work like flawlessly with a computer, and I think most programs that emulate controllers can emulate to Xbox, regardless. And sometimes they won't even do that for PlayStation. So they're beautiful controllers. Lots of stuff. I can't remember, but it sounds familiar. And cables. I have a camera. Yeah, there you go. It's input default. So yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, PS5 controller seems to work fine. Although I've noticed some games will read it as like the wrong type of controller, and then it just won't read any inputs from it. I wonder if that's just like because like firmwares and softwares need to be like updated. But when it does get recognized, so like Steam, for instance, it actually works really well. And I think there's actually, I think it's possible for games on PC to even access the tools of the controller. So like, you know, the different rumble features through the haptic triggers, and like the mic on the speaker, sorry, on the controller and such. I just don't think any games have done that yet. Collected all sorts of gunk even while using it regularly. For some reason, the rubber like, oh yeah, I hate that. I don't know if I can lift my no, I won't be able to. My mouse actually has like holes burned into it, and on my keyboard, one of my keys has melted. These are old mouse. It's an old mouse and keyboard, mind you, but you know, so things are bound to happen. But the rubber is melted off, and like the key plates are melted and everything. It's it doesn't look bad, but it definitely, you can definitely tell it's like, oh yeah, this has been worn. The giant melted key too. Yeah, actually, you know what's funny? It is my A key. I would pull out my old keyboard. It's like below me here somewhere, but it'd be too much effort. But my old rubber cap keyboard, I melted off like one whole half of the keyboard, was just gone. Just gone. Because they were rubber laced keys, so they melted even faster. Just like pretty much that whole side of my keyboard was just gone. Like I sometimes I would rest my hand so that my like pinky would be on my tab key or my shift key, depending on what game I was playing. So like League of Legends would probably be up on my tab, because sometimes I would use I used to go back and forth between QWER and ZXCV, but so that's one of the reasons why those were melted. And then obviously WASD was because movement controls, so on and so forth. But like, still never used a mechanical keyboard. It's really nice, but I think it's definitely overplayed. It's like, it's one of those moments where like I like mechanical keyboards because I'm really big on like movement controls in games, and it is nice to notice that like little bit of difference. But like if you were to give me just my WASD as mechanical and the rest of it was rubber dome, I'd be totally fine with that. Not even a problem. But because like I don't need a whole keyboard like that. But even then, I used to play League, shooters, and everything perfectly fine with a rubber dome keyboard. It is nice to hear the clicks and the clacks, but I mean that's like a personal thing, right? So it's like, eh. I mean, I'm gonna be real. As someone who used to play games very competitively, both shooters, MOBAs, and whatever, like I went really hard at those kinds of games for a long time in my life. All these weird peripheral preference things that people are like, you know, you need to do this or you can't be competitive, blah 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 blah. Like even like people will tell you to turn off your mouse acceleration for shooters. It's like, honestly, most of it's preference. Like, sure, it's easier to learn without that setting turned on. Mouse acceleration, I don't know why I literally just said it, I couldn't think of it. But if you learn to use it, it's perfectly fine. Like, it's not like it really hurts you that much in the grand scheme. Like, people will pretend like it's unplayable, you can't do it. It's like, no, it's just because you're used to not using it. That's all it is. But yeah, a lot of competitive players really hate hearing that when they're their tips or tricks that are mostly just bias on their end. When someone is like, no, that's I mean, like it's true if you're used to it, but if in like generalization, it's not that true. It's like, I'm like, well, I've had many people over the years who are like, no, victim, no, if you don't do that, you're not gonna be good. It's like, well, watch me, I'll be fine. It's a sort of dull mechanical keyboard. Oh yeah. I like Logitech gear, although their headsets have been really wonky lately, so I haven't bothered buying them. I have a Razer Kraken Tournament Edition right now, mostly because I need a USB headset. My sound card is not very good, so I use virtual sound programs now for that kind of stuff. Yeah, mine was really loud at first, but now it's not so bad. Like, the keys are worn enough that they don't really make that much noise. My spacebar still is very loud. I wonder if I can make it, like, pick up on the mic. Ooh, a little. It touched a little bit. I don't know if you guys could have heard it, though. It was quiet enough that the game probably drowned it out. Or my sound gate may have even just killed it. I don't know. Yeah, they ain't really needed. Voice meter banana. Man, I you know, RGB is great, and if I cared enough to buy something like a Black Widow from Razer, or like a, I know Logitech has one, but I forget what it is. It's like a 9 something, a G9 something or other. But it'd be cool and all to have like a rainbow going across my keyboard constantly. Like, you know, something fantastic about, you know, a laser light show going on, just distracting my eyes. But I love backlit keyboards though. Like, regardless of all that, I don't know what it is. I can't like look at a keyboard that isn't backlit and use it anymore. I don't even look at my keyboard when I use it. Like, you know, like I type without looking, you know, I'm able to like remember where the keys are through muscle memory and so on and so forth. Like, you know, like most people after so many years, whatever, right? But then like, there's these moments where I'll like go to use my keyboard and I'll look at the backlighting and I'm like, I'm so glad you're here, backlighting. I can see what I'm doing. It's like, I don't need to see what I'm doing though. I don't know why, but like I have a really hard time with without it now. It's most definitely a mental thing where I'm just so used to it that like not using it bugs me. But because I had a tablet laptop kind of hybrid thing going for a while that I was using for writing projects, and it wasn't backlit, so I always had to sit under a lamp. But I never looked at my keyboard. I don't know why it was like that. It just was hard for me to do it. Or like I'd have to like turn my screen brightness up so I could see the keyboard or something. Just plenty of weird things. Alright. So we gotta go find Ramdus, something like that. I don't really know where he is. Master, ever since we came back, you've been sighing all the time. Yeah. I guess there's just a lot on my mind, that's all. Like what? Stuff. How everybody's doing. What's going to happen next? What is Ash up to? There's a lot. And now I've managed to blow a whole month thinking about them. Master. Miu is a true bro. That's all I'm gonna say. He stuck with our boy Luke through thick and thin, through Luke beating the literal shit out of him for a long time. Just an absolute bro. Probably, realistically, Luke did not deserve him for a long time. Ooh, I was sitting at a really odd angle, and I'm definitely paying for it. That really hurt. Ow, jeez. I need a new chair already. I need to just foot the bill and buy like a really expensive chair or something. Just because like this chair does. I've had many a chair, and most times they end up breaking because like I sit here and I stream. Usually not 8+ hours. That's been a recent thing. But like I'll sit here and I'll you know put a lot of. Oh wait, I know who I'm supposed to talk to. I remember who this guy is. He's the dude to my right. I'm pretty certain. This guy. Yeah, look at that.
His Grace had asked me not to deliver them, but I have some letters addressed to you.
Oh. You should be out there, boy. Natalia's out there helping the people. But I've been keeping these letters from you that might entice you and give you a reason to leave the manor. Oops. Why aren't you going outside, boy? I don't know, you put bars on my windows and lock my door at night. What do you want me to do? I've tried to leave, you won't let me!
Why would Father do that?
His Grace wishes you associate only with people befitting the heir to the duchy.
You know, like the heroes of the world?
The real heir is Ash, not me. You know that. Give me those letters.
Honestly, even if we were to ignore Luke being a replica...
Guy, Annis, and Tyr, huh? I guess there's no way Ash would send one.
Even if we were to say that they totally 100% accepted him... Literally heroes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Anyways, but, it's one of those moments where, like, Brain, you can do this. You had the thought right there. Please, Brain, come on. Sorry, yeah, there, I got it. All right, it's one of those moments where like, Ash is still older than him, so he would still be the heir, even if they were to legitimize Luke, right? Which we can assume they have, or else they wouldn't have kept him around. They would have booted his ass to the road and be like, "See ya, fake son of ours."
Master, do you miss Ash?
He helped us lower the Outer Lands, and he's the one who should really be here, not me. I wish I could project my voice the way he does. I did it once before.
Now that you mention it, Master, since defeating Van, you haven't had any headaches.
Yeah, you're right. I don't hear Ash or Lorelei anymore.
The band's just chilling out with Lorelei down there.
Luke, I will send you the key. Use it to set me free. One who would seize glory is trying to capture me.
That was the last time I heard it.
Actually, does that mean that Van fell down there and said, "I bet"? But he, I mean, he didn't. I don't know. I'm actually not certain on that one.
Oh well, let's go.
You're going to go see everyone?
Yeah, I'm worried about what Father said. I'd like to ask what the others think.
We're going on another journey! Where do we head first?
So who's the new antagonist? Lorelei? Well, I mean, okay. When I say antagonist this time, I mean like legitimately the antagonist, not like the evil big bad guy. I said that in a weird way. The big bad evil guy. There we go. Haha, woo. But like in terms of like a conflict, right? So it's either going to be Lorelei, Van didn't die, and Lorelei maybe could be connected, I guess. Or Ash is somehow got it in his head that he needs to go make the world a big fucky wucky location for him. Something along those lines. That's the three guesses I've got, at least.
The port.
Mew?
We're going to Sheridan to borrow the Albior.
How are we gonna fly that alone? We're just gonna be like, "Yo, Noelle, I wanna go see my friends. Can you please drive us there? Can we stop at McDonald's?" And Noelle's just like shaking her head. Like, literally at the funeral of her grandfather. Fine, Luke, we can stop at McDonald's. It's been so long since we've seen everybody. I'm so excited. Yeah, it sure has been a while. What's everyone been up to? Tyr's probably in Yulia's city, helping out Theodora. I think Guy's with Jade and Grand Kokma? Ion's the Fawn Master, so he's probably in Doth. And Anna's got her job back, so probably also in Doth. Natalia's been all over the place as an emissary of Kimlaska. They sound busy. Yeah, I'm the only one who's really been sitting around. No, it's all right. You've been eating all your meals properly. That doesn't really make me feel any better, Mew. Mew. Wait, I'm gonna borrow the Albior. I need Noelle's help too, right? Can't you fly it yourself? Guy might have been able to, but me, well, I'm not much good for anything, really. That's not true. You gave me the name thing. I'm sorry I called you that. Mew? Are you taking it back? Well, it really is like a thing, but... You know, it's funny to me, to some extent. His name is Mew. Not because his name is literally Mew. His name is Mew because in the only word that us as humans can normally recognize is Mew. In other words, his name is probably in the Cheegle language. Or Pokemon. You know what? Honestly, Pokemon sounds way better. Look, Natalia's out on inspections at the moment. Good day, Master Luke. Princess Natalia is currently on an inspection tour. In other words, she's just chilling out on a cruise liner somewhere. See, they told us she was busy, but she's really slacking off. His real name is Pikachu. I'll accept it. I'm busy.
Listen, Mom, Dad, parents, I'm writing you this letter to let you know that this game won't play itself, and I've become the hero in this world. I'll come down to dinner in about 4 hours, after I've saved the world.
Busy sleeping, yeah. Woo. We kept all our money. Cool, awesome. That might mean we can buy things. I'm gonna disown my son. Oh god. Playing Genshin earlier, I was going through the new character's story quest, and there was a moment where we had to explain to her what light novels were. So we picked out a few, but the one that she picked out was, oh god, what was it called? It was like reincarnated into another world, but it's okay. I was reincarnated as a hilly churl in another world where I have to eat Sensetias to get stronger or something like that. I forget what the fuck it was, but it was like a long ass title, you know, very stereotypical name. It was so beautiful, and she's like, I don't get it. Can hilly churls really eat Sensetias to grow stronger? And they're like, well, no, it's fake. It's imagination. And she's like, I don't get it. If it's not grounded in reality, how can people relate to it? And I'm like, oh my god, she gets it. Oh no. Some of them were really funny. One of them I think was a direct reference to something too. Oh yeah, it was a direct reference to Nisekoi. They were like explaining it. They were, when the ones you go through are explaining what they are. It was all about it was about a dude and 7 childhood friends that all confess their love to him, and I'm like, and it's like, and it ends on a cliffhanger where you don't know which girl wins. And Paimon's like, oh, the childhood friend sounds sounds like a nice lady, and I'm like, no, Paimon, no, she's not gonna win. Don't root for her. Yeah, 100% Nightmare. I agree. I saw that ending. That's how it ends. 100%. Doesn't end any other way. If anyone says anything otherwise, you're wrong. I don't care. What's that? The author said something different? No, he's wrong too. Sucks. It really sucks he's wrong, but he's wrong. Yeah, if Hells wasn't swamped with school right now, he'd be here rooting along with us. But yeah, no, it was such a funny scene. I love it so much. I wasn't expecting it, and then it happened. I was like, nice. Okay, so, oh wait, that is not nearly as expensive as it was prior. These used to cost like hundreds or millions almost, actually. Most of them are hundreds of thousands, but... yeah, you know what? Actually, I think we have a bow that's better than this. Maybe? You know what? Whatever. We got enough shit we can just sell off. I'm not too worried about it. I'm glad I checked. Honestly, it would have been really funny if I didn't check and then... I don't know if this is better or not. Cheers with imaginary beer. Woo! Yeah. The more into the role you are, the more disassociated you are from the bagging. There you go. See, it's even helping you out, Marth. You gotta get on this X.
You're never gonna guess, man. This exploit's really great.
You can use it on real-world people. Oh, wait, what? Huh? You want to say that one again? You heard me. We have the rare bracelet? Alright. I can't speak today, apparently. I'm only gonna buy enough for everyone. Why not? I'm actually curious how long this last bit of the game is going to be. Ooh, we lose a lot of... Actually, I'm not entirely certain if I want to do that. Yeah, wait. Okay, well, I'm glad I only bought one. I technically could have bought two, and I didn't, so hey. Woo. Saving money. Death Note 2. Yeah, we don't need any of these. We're good. Yeah, we don't... I like the idea of cooking in the Tales games, but I feel like I never touch it. Ooh, those are nice. They're also very expensive. So we're just not gonna buy any right now. And we'll come back for them. Yeah, that's alright. Alright, we're back to being poor again. Woo! We have to get Jade back. He's got our Saphira on him. It's always out of the way, yeah. So I set it on, fair. Actually, yeah, in Berseria, the cooking was really interesting, wasn't it? Because they all had voice lines tied to it. I vaguely remember that. We probably have to go to the... We probably have to go here. Fight as a secret Coliseum boss. If we can get to it, I want to. I want to do all the extra content we can. Just keep in mind, Arise takes precedent. So I don't. Nobody be disappointed if I can't get to it. But I will try. I will try my best. We won't be doing Genshin early in the day anymore. We're gonna wait to do more Genshin streams until after probably a couple days at the very least of Arise. So what we're looking at. So let's not count today, the 5th. So the 6th through at least the 9th, right? Will be Tales of Abyss. I might try to go live a little earlier. I'm not gonna go nearly as early as I did today. Speaking of which, I actually have to double check something. Because I don't necessarily need to get off early tonight for the sake of like doing anything important. It's the night that me and my friends get together to play games together. We decided to have Sundays set aside for stuff. But I haven't heard from them today, so I'm gonna see. Just gonna ask if everyone's good to go, and I'll check back in like a couple minutes. Yeah, it's nice.
Master, aren't you going to read the letters?
It's been a really long time since we got together for things. Like, we used to try and get together for Age of Empires every night, but a couple of our friends kind of either had falling outs with the game, or with the game and with the way we all played it. We, sometimes we'd get carried away with the way we played Age of Empires. I remember one of our guys stopped playing because another one of our guys learned how to do a monk building steal rush. So he rushed him early and stole all of his buildings. It's funny to think about now, but he was so angry at the time. Yeah. So it's just one of those moments where like we were unintentionally, like, it's not like he knew where he was or anything. It was the first base he came across. So we were really mean to each other after a while once we started learning like our own little quirky ways to play the game. Because we had enough to do like 8-man games consistently, like every night we would have 8-man games. But we got to a point where like some of the people that like played all the time before like the rest of us got into it weren't able to like keep up, and then so they had to just start relying on like other weird tactics. And then some of us that were like really good at the game after a while were like, okay, let's tone it back and only do cheesy stuff. So, we'll give people a chance, so on and so forth. But then it ended up just melting into this weird mix of us just basically fucking with each other the entire time. I remember we hit an 8-hour game one time. Because me and another guy refused to just die. And so we ran around to find each other and kill each other through like a fucking maze of buildings that was built across the entire map. And the only reason we let it go on that long is I had D&D later that night. And so what I did is I did D&D entirely on my other monitor, and I kept Age of Empires on my other monitor. I don't know what he did. I think he like pulled up Netflix or something, and we just kept slowly fighting each other the entire night until eventually one of us just won. It was such a stupid thing to do, but neither one of us were going to concede. We're just like, nope, one of us is going to lose.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, we can read their letters.
Luke, with the descent of the Outer Lands, Yulia City fell into a temporary state of chaos.
Super ultra competition. Yeah, really. But yeah, we stopped playing that though. Mostly because like it was getting to a point where like some people, one of our guys, really cool friend of ours, decided what he wanted to do in school, so he started to get a lot more serious at it. And not to mention there was a little bit of like infighting for a little bit. It was nothing like super major, but like there were some moments where like some people were getting annoyed or mad about things that were really dumb, and I think even they realized it was dumb at now. But so some of our friends kind of like drifted here and there and wherever, but like but now that we all like a good chunk of us came back, we all play this MMO shooter called PlanetSide 2. And so we're like, yeah, we play this game. They've been dropping like huge updates recently, ever since they kind of a new company got a hold of them. And it actually sounds like, the developers have their own free reign to do stuff. And it's actually probably, I know it had a rough period for a long time, but now I actually think I can call the game pretty good. I think they've done a lot with it to make it pretty good now. I mean, as long as you like those kinds of games, I guess, right? I mean, if you're not into shooters or like MMOs, I guess that deal in stuff like that, probably not for you. But still, ultimately, been enjoying it a lot. And since it's a game we can all hop in and we don't have to worry about how many people show up, that's been a fun time too. So we can just get as many people together as we want. Play lots of these games the best? Nice.
Even the lowest members of the Order of Lorelei know of its connection to Yulia City. My grandfather Teodoro is rushing to establish a new order.
Nice. Yeah, no, don't feel too bad about that. I have a very similar amount of hours in League of Legends. I'm trying to think, like, I think if you look right now on my account through the new API tool, it'll say somewhere in the range of like 2,000 hours. But I know that's wrong because they changed the API, I think, twice now. And the one of the times they changed it, it wiped. So that's been 2,000 hours since like season 9 or 10 or something like that. I don't even really play that often anymore either. It's a funny thing. But, and I played it a lot back in the day, like pre-season 1 even. Like I played just at launch for like 10 hours a day. Well, not 10 hours a day. That's exaggerating. Like, you know, as much as a kid going through school can play. But like it was like the only game I played, and so on and so forth. So I was like got really hard at it. I must have had at least 1,000 hours back then, right? So it's one of those moments where, like, I can't really pinpoint it, but it's got to be a lot. I put a lot of time into that game. I mean, it's been out for, what, almost 12 years now, and I've been playing it since it launched. So, I'd say that's a pretty appropriate amount of hours. When I was in high school, I played Counter-Strike Source. I miss Counter-Strike Source. Team Fortress 2 kind of scorned me a bit. I played it during, I guess you could call it the beta, before they added in all the like divergent gameplay options and such. And it reminded me a lot of the original Team Fortress, which I was a huge fan of. I miss the original Team Fortress so much. That and Splash Damage's enemy territory mods, those were so good too. But yeah, Counter-Strike Source, I used to play that so much. I don't think I had like a large amount of time in it, but like I played it pretty. I would play like a match or two at least a day for like a year or two. I was pretty big into it for a while. Monthly's up. I wish I could say I played 14 a lot. I like 14, but I mostly just go through the story. I feel like I tried to raid in the same way I used to do in WoW, and it just, well, it doesn't. It feels good. I think it feels better than WoW. I think it doesn't feel as consistent as WoW, I guess, if that makes sense. So I never really was able to get into like the higher end of 14, but the story is good. Probably the best story I've ever experienced in an MMO. So that's always been a fun time to go there. Never played the OG Team Fortress? Yeah, I mean, it's probably not very good to play now. I don't even know if, probably not even like built up, right? Yeah, no, there's like actually most part. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I really like Phantasy Star. I'm actually really sad that New Genesis was so slow to launch, or like launch was like kind of like a very restricted launch. I guess that's a better way of putting it. It was fun. I really liked it. I had fun, but obviously once you beat it, you beat it. There's not much to do, right? But then, what's it called there? Black Desert Online. There we go. I'm really sad about that game. I put way too much time into that game. That was the one game that I thought I was going to go so hard at, that I was going to get so good at and do so well at, that I put... I would probably stay up like 12 hours a day, sleep as little as possible to wake up to play again, and then I would leave my computer on for like days, weeks, months straight with the game running in the background, just to make sure I was doing something. I went ungodly hard at that game. to a point that I'm not bragging. I'm letting, it's a cautionary tale. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It'll impact your health way too much. Don't. Really Blade and Soul doesn't run well. Oh, fair. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's why I was really sad about Black Desert, was the fact that I almost felt like I needed to put that level of effort in to even play. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's just how I felt, but it was one of the reasons why I eventually just said, no, I can't go back. I can't do it. Too much pain. But ultimately, best combat. Best MMO combat. Easy.
My brother Van's crimes were concealed due to his death, and a service was held.
So I'm really hoping Ashes of Creation comes out and is well received, because if there's something that if there's an MMO out there that I just can say I genuinely enjoyed, it's Arcade. I think Arcade is probably the MMO that I enjoyed the most. And that's what it's being built off of, right? The guy was originally a big dog in the Arcade community, like of players. And he basically hated the way that the game was being run, so he said, fuck it. You know, the age-old, if you don't like it, make a better one. He's like, okay, I'll make a better one. He's like, okay, I'll make a better MMO. Bet. And I think he was already like a multi-millionaire at that point, too, so he had the money on hand to do it, even if he didn't kickstart it or some shit. So it's looking really promising. It really does. Even though there's been some sketchy moments here and there. You know, like they had like this weird pyramid scheme thing going on at first, which I don't think is inherently a bad thing. Like, I think the only time that becomes bad is when you're legitimately scamming people. All he was doing is using a referral program that, like, if referrals are referred referrals, you would gain, like, benefit out of it. So yeah, pyramid scheme, obviously, but there's no scamming in play here. You're just referring people. I think there was, like, maybe some money, that, like, incentives for it eventually or some shit. But, like, it was one of those moments where, like, it was just, like, a return on investment, basically, right? So it was, like, yeah, I get why people saw it as sketchy, but I also didn't really realize why, like, it became kind of a controversial thing. I think they've rescinded it since. Like, they're like, okay, we're good. We can take that away, whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's been a couple other moments like that, too. Like, I think My.com is running the European servers now, which, if you're not familiar with My.com, they're the guys behind... the localized version of Skyforge, which people like to attribute My.com for why it failed, but honestly, that was the developers that killed that game. They decided to gut any player choice whatsoever from the classes, and just made it very linear. So you literally were just picking a class and playing a class, but there wasn't that many classes. So it was like, kind of weird. They basically decided they didn't like the infinite scaling portion of their game and said, nah. But yeah, My.com, they were one of the first people to get caught doing that, running a program in the background on your computer. And basically, I think it was proven that they weren't really doing anything with it, but they could have, was the issue. They could have stolen data from people without their knowledge, and people were really sketched out by that. And realistically, that's the kind of thing that I'm actually really annoyed by. Like, for instance, Valorant's whole rootkit fiasco. That was one of the reasons why I didn't play it. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty certain I can trust Riot. Like, I don't distrust Riot. But at the same time, I'm like, that looks really sketch. It's like, all it takes is a hacker to get a hold of that somehow. Like, I'm not computer savvy enough to know if that's even possible. So I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna... It's like, I already didn't think the game looked that great. I'm not really big on hero shooters. I've tried to be. Like, I played Overwatch for an okay amount of time, but it just never really clicked with me. I was always more into things like Halo or Call of Duty, just something a bit more, like, grounded, I guess. Well, as grounded as a Halo game can be, I guess. But it's when local devs don't understand what the players want. Yeah, that too. But yeah, it's there's a lot of things there that were sketchy behind Ashes of Creation, but I gotta say, it's looking promising. Crowfall came out and it looked good. It played good. It just didn't have much content. So I mean, that's a thing too. If you're looking for an action MMO, that game scratched an itch that it scratched so well. I feel pretty content about my purchase, but I don't really have the need to go back to right now. which could be a bad thing if you think about it, I guess. But it felt pretty good. Would you count TF2 as a hero shooter? I mean, yeah, I guess to some extent. It's more like a class shooter, but I feel like that's pretty much the same thing, right? For its character creator, yeah, exactly. The character creator to this day, I still love. I know one of our friends. Oh, you know, I talked about her before. I don't know why I'm like beating around the bush. A friend of mine, Koi. She used to use the character creation tool to make characters. I mean, we all did at one point, but she did it more. I think she did it further than we did, at least. I know we all used it at one point to make characters, but yeah, it's too good. You know, Dark Souls, right? Good example. I spend like anywhere at least from 30 minutes to 2 hours in a character creation of that like scale. Now imagine how long I probably spent in Black Desert Online. Way too much time. Way too much time. I'm pretty certain I spent like 5 or 6 hours on like on the pre-day where they were like you can save your presets before the game launched. I'm pretty certain I spent like 5-6 hours. Just like spent just straight nothing. I had music playing in the background. I'm like, I'm building a character. Boom. Yeah, I remember I went in with the goal. So I was gonna play the Tamer because I thought they looked the coolest. But I was like, okay, you know, they're all gender locked classes, and you know, race/gender locked classes, and I'm like, if I play this, everyone's gonna roast me. It's, you know, the little girl character, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do my hardest to make my, you know, little girl character look like at least like she's an adult, maybe just barely an adult. But I was like, that's my goal. I was like, I'm gonna go in with that goal in mind so people don't roast me while I'm playing. And I gotta say, I wasn't the only one who did that. I felt pretty accomplished. I remember there was a dude who his literal name was Boy Tamer, and he tried his hardest to make the Tamer look like a little boy instead. I don't know if I'd say he succeeded, but it was funny. It was like a funny attempt. I'll give him that. But you know what? You want to know what happened? I still got roasted. All that effort for fucking nothing. God damn it. That's why I thought of the question. Okay. Give over PS2. And I'm making my OC and doing here to creative program. Okay, yeah, that's a fair way of doing it. An entire day. Perfect. God damn. Yeah. I've always been a little adverse to that, mostly because I don't know. It's like when you get labeled something, even if it's as a joke, it just sticks for a while, and it's like I want to avoid certain things that, you know.
Some Oracle Knights have left the Order. Their whereabouts are presently unknown.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this. This isn't gonna be another Terra situation. Just gonna fucking do this, and we're gonna make this look make this character look as reasonable as possible. And everyone's like, nah, bro, she's still like 16, sucks. I'm like, god damn it. All that effort wasted. I could have just went in with
time is that necessary
basic
before
character.
The situation settles down. I'm sorry if this sounds strange. I've never written a letter before.
This is a situation report, not a letter.
That's kind of funny. Tier ever the commander. But yeah, no, there's been a lot of funny moments too over the years with MMOs. I tried to enjoy Terra. Speaking of Terra, but I felt like that game was too samey. Like they re-skinned monsters way too often for a game that was supposed to be like action combat. Like you would get used to like certain monsters in certain areas, and you could run dungeons solo if you're really good. I mean, I ran some of the early dungeons solo and I was able to do it, but like I'm assuming later dungeons probably wouldn't have went so well. But like I really enjoyed that element. I'm like, oh wow, like it's a game where you can genuinely be good at it. Like it's not like World of Warcraft where you're forced to, you know, pull along 9 other people in order to do raids and such, right? So I was like, oh, I mean, I'm assuming you would have had to, but you know, that was where my brain was at the time. It was so bad, that game. But like, I don't know, I got so close to it and I'm like, that's, I don't know, something about it just didn't click. Even though I really liked the combat, just didn't stick with me.
Luke, how are you doing? Thanks to Emperor Peony, I built a mansion in Grand Kokma and have started a new life.
Hey, that's cool. I got his nobility life back. That's chill. Oh, wow, that's actually really bad. Jeez. Yeah, no, I don't. That is the definition of unplayable.
I guess I'm a noble too, so I've started visiting the House of Lords. Although my job at the moment is just to walk His Imperial Majesty's pet rat pigs.
Oh yeah, I remember we walked into his room and found all the rat pigs. I'm like, yeah, that's normal. I just walked out.
It's not that different from being your servant. I get nostalgic for the old days with you. I'd love to have you out here anytime you want to visit.
Walking rat pigs?
He's like, do we have our own rat pigs?
Hi, Luke. It's cute, lovable Annis. And I'm really bored. Ion is as out of it as ever, and the only other folks here are crusty old men. If things stay like this, I'm going to end up an old maid. So, if you insist, Luke, I'm willing to become your Duchess anytime. I'll come visit you if you cover the trip. Please make it a VIP suite aboard the luxury cruiser Princess Natalia.
She hasn't changed a bit.
I mean, you gotta give her credit for being persistent. You know, there's a level of respect that must be given. Oh, poor Luke, man. Actually, legitimately poor Luke. He went from having like a harem to his harem hating him to slowly rebuilding it. He didn't even have a chance to be the dense harem protag, dude. It just never came. He lost it early. Poor Luke. Actually, I'm really curious who they are trying to pair Luke with. Obviously, probably not Annis. I'd be willing to bet. But like, you know, like between Tyr and Natalia, they kind of drew hints both ways. Although Natalia was also showing hints of potentially having a thing for Guy and clearly having a thing for Ash. So it was like, where are they going with this? Like, the Tales games, at least up to this point, as far as I can recall, have all been pretty consistent on who's the main heroine love interest. Right? Like, even if there's been another girl that's been in the mix, you still know who the main character's got eyes for. At the very least. This time around, it doesn't seem like they've done that. Obviously, Tales of games also don't really play it out very much. You basically just, you know, credits roll and you're like, yeah, they probably ended up dating. I don't know, whatever. He's like, it's up to me. It's my call, I guess. Afterwards, nobody had to be. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like it's very clear that like they probably meant Tyr, but they haven't been like hyper clear about it in game yet. Okay, it looks like the guys do want to play tonight. All right, cool. One of them had forgotten, but that's okay. Okay, sure, boss. Marth, I'm looking at your screenshot right now. Marth, can I link that to chat? I think everyone needs to see this. Fanfics ain't gonna write themselves. It's very true. I feel like Martha's gonna hate me if I post this without his permission. Go for it? Okay, cool. It's so funny. Oh, God. Have R5, nice, nice. It's so good. I'm really glad you thought of that, Marth, because it's beautiful. You should have been recording it. That would have been a great video. You get the one guy who hasn't even been to Inazuma yet. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? What?" The fish hunt, what? Yes, man. But that's it, guys. That is where we end tonight.